Welcome back to the program. So you're trying to get in shape, but you're nervous about signing those extensive gym contracts. What are your other options? That's the question. Welcome back. I'm here with Charles Mayfield, owner of CrossFit in Vinings. Charles, thank you so much for being on the program. You are the owner of a gym, as you just, as I mentioned, and I know you know all about this topic clearly. And what is your thought about extensive contracts?
We don't do them at our gym. The contract is there's kind of two worlds in our. I guess there's two directions in our world. One, the big box gyms, and I think you featured a few of those in the earlier segment. Big box gyms, their kind of goal is to sign up a whole lot of people and hope only a few show up. Our gym is a little bit more of a boutique. If we have 100 clients on the docket, we expect and want all of them to show up. So our contract, we actually don't have one. We have a 60-day cancellation notice, which is kind of a way of reducing our administrative people changing their minds, and obviously they can do that within the constructs of what John talked about earlier. But 60-day cancellation notice, we actually incentivize people to do a 6-month or a 12-month by prepaying and saving some money, but that's it.
How do you stay afloat? Because one would presume that the reason these gyms have contracts is because people come in the new year, it's their resolution to get in shape, get fit, and they sign up and they realize how hard it is. And once they realize how hard it is, a lot of people want out. So how are you able to continue to stay in business not having that contract tie-in?
Well, we meet and consult our clients individually when they walk in the door. And as a consumer, that would be something I would point someone, if they're looking to join a gym, they ought to be able to walk in and talk not about the contract, but about what they're trying to accomplish. What are their goals? How much sleep are they getting? How are they eating now? These are all things that can burn you out in the gym as well as make you thrive. So it's important for me as a gym owner to have that discussion on the front end, and then be able to, much like a doctor prescribes medicine, be able to say, okay, this is what you want to accomplish. Here's how I think you can get there. Maybe it's only 2 days a week. Maybe it's only 3 days a week. I generally tell people, start at our gym with 3 days a week, consistently come that often, and then let's give it a couple months and see where you are, and then we can upgrade or downgrade based on how you're doing.
It's great advice. Now, consumers also often hear about outlandish promises, like drop 30 pounds in a month. What do you think about that?
I think buyer beware. Everybody's body's a little different, and again, when you're talking about the world of fitness, you're also talking about the world of nutrition and the world of sleep and rest and stress. So tying all of those things together, outlandish promises, 30 pounds in 30 days, first of all, that would be very unhealthy. So there's a formula for kind of spinning you out of a gym setup to begin with. But yeah, be aware of those.
What do you think about the free trial memberships that maybe the big box gyms offer before signing a contract? I know it's a little bit different with CrossFit in your gym in Vinings, but what do you think about that option?
I think they're great. I think they're great. We actually have a trial day, a class where every Saturday at 11 o'clock people can come and try us out. And again, it's an entree into that next conversation about coming and meeting with me or one of our senior trainers and talking about that next conversation. Okay, now you've tried it, what do you think? And where can we go from there?
Consumers, you mentioned, should also speak directly to the manager or the owner about their goals and abilities, and you're saying that's a very integral part of going through this process.
I think so. I think a new client ought to be able to talk to a manager, or a prospective client ought to be able to talk to the manager or the owner, or even more, the clients. If they have access, we actually welcome our clients in the gym to come to that same open house workout, have fun, and be there to interact with prospective members and give them a little bit more of the behind-the-scenes experience that they should come to expect when they join up.
Do you guys ask prospective customers maybe what their health history is to try to place them in the right program when they're joining the gym?
Absolutely. What are your goals? Do you have any orthopedic issues? These are all things that, if you're going to work on your fitness, you really need to be aware of. This may be something that could burden you down the road, and much to the case of many people that try to get out of contracts and gym memberships, they hurt themselves. Well, we don't. Goal number one with a trainer or any facility is not to hurt your clients. So it's helpful to understand, what have you been dealing with? Why are you here? Is it because you hurt yourself and you're trying to get back into shape? Well, let me know a little bit more about how you hurt yourself and what's still nagging.
One thing I would suspect that you all hear often are those customers that come in and they haven't been in a gym for a year or more, and they expect to just jump right in 5 days a week doing very extensive programs, but that's probably not.
It's a really good
best.
formula to hurt yourself. Really,
Yeah.
really good formula to then want to get out of the gym because you've overdone it.
So try like a beginner's class or something.
We offer beginners classes. We call it LIFT. It's a low intensity functional training class, so there's no clock based and people can kind of go at their own pace, and it's a really good environment for people to ease back into fitness.
There obviously are alternatives to contracts because gyms like CrossFit don't have them. But those that do have contracts, do you offer any other suggestions like prepaying in advance or maybe month to month? What do you think about those options?
I think those are all good options. Again, the more the consumer can educate themselves on what options are available to them at each location. Not every gym that's like ours doesn't have contracts. Some do, some don't. It's up to the individual business owner. This is just our approach. But yeah, educate yourself on, first and foremost, what do you want to get accomplished? Because that's going to drive potentially whether you go month to month or do a 3-month prepay or any of those things. But they do exist, all sorts of various options.
Read the fine print.
Read the fine print always helps, and hopefully the fine print's not more than a few pages. That's, if you're reading a dictionary for your contract, that's probably a bad sign.
Charles Mayfield, CrossFit in the Vinings.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your insight on what it's like to be on, of course, a program, a health fit program, and joining a gym. Good stuff. We'll have him back here just after the break as well. If you would like more information about CrossFit Vinings, you can log on to the website right there, btbfitness.com. Their address, 4300 Paces Ferry Road, Atlanta. And the phone number, 404-688-0100. Stay with us. When we come back, we talk about our personal experience with gyms and what did and didn't work for us right after the break.